me and Joe are both on the same page about. I like the points that you brought up there about the selling the tickets and stuff because that probably could change the whole game here. And I don't know. And we're both on the same page where we don't want to say something that's going to really cross the line.
Exactly.
We're still, even though we do a lot for them and we run around every game and blah 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 blah. We're still at that point where it says, you know what? Hey, on your badge it still says intern, right? And nothing higher. So I don't know. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing for the organization, and I think my motto going into these last games, even last night, Joe's probably I don't speak for you, Joe, but I think it's just for us, like just to come in with all the energy in the world. Come in ready to rock and just put a smile on our face and just rock it and just go out with a bang.
Yeah, because I mean, especially with us, like when we're doing Chuck Puck, which by the way, if you don't go to the Chuck Puck table where Tom's at, like you're missing out. Because so last weekend, here's a quick story for you guys. Last weekend, we're working Chuck Pucks, so we're just like, you know what? Let's make a bet out of it. Well, what should we bet? We usually as employees of the Rivermen, we usually get a food voucher, an $8 food voucher. So what we did was we was like, all right, you know what? We'll make a design. We'll make a design at each table, and we'll see who's going to sell the most pucks. Okay, doing stuff like that, it gets people engaged. It was like, oh, I saw those pucks. The person and the other person at the other table had an awesome design too. Or like I had people come to like that's the best design I've ever seen. Like mine was simple. It wasn't anything. You go to Tom's table and he's got a freaking castle and a kingdom with yearbooks and programs and Chuck Pucks going and
that's what I talk about, Joe. The little things.
Yeah.
The little things
those
like
little
that.
Things
that
like
changes the game, I believe.
Yeah, and you know what? And to be honest with you, like I feel like if we bring that kind of energy, because it's like with us, we like to make things interesting. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, you can disagree with me if you want, but I feel like we make things interesting with the organization. Like, look at when we said, oh, we're going to have the bet. Everybody's like, oh, Tom, did you outsell Joe? Or Joe, did you outsell Tom? Like, I walked in on Monday for office. I was just like, oh, man, Joe, how you Katie goes, how are you feeling? How you feeling? You're not gonna be eating next game. Like, it is what it is. It was the 16th seed going up against the 1 seed. Like, I told them that, and they started laughing. It's like, that's the kind of energy that you need. And like you said, it's doing the little things like that.
And it doesn't only give the fans energy, but I believe with our Chuck-a-Puck thing that we do, and we're probably going to do every time we're going to be on Chuck-a-Pucks for the rest of the season, we'll probably do those again because we got it. We're going to do double or nothing. I think we're doing best out of 3 or double or nothing. How many more we do? Whatever. It doesn't only give the fans energy, but I think it also gives the employees energy. It gives people like our boss, Katie, it gives everybody, they walk by and they're smiling, they got the energy, and we're all pumped up. And I mean, and you almost think, well, if it gives them energy, they execute their job better. Do you think about it? I mean, it gives them energy with the fans, and I mean, I think overall it helps.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it's because it's generating revenue.
Yeah.
It's you're selling. And I feel like with a little competition never hurt anybody. And like I posted on Facebook, little Chuck-a-Puck competition never hurt anybody. And and if you're friend of Tom on Facebook, you saw the 2 designs that we had, my design or his design. He actually sold his entire bucket.
I don't think that's happened before, has it?
We've gotten close. Like we've all gotten close, but it hasn't really happened.
Because I told that to Evan Thomas too, and I was like, he was walking by, and like I had my empty bucket, and I'm like, I sold out my whole bucket, and I'm like, and I was going crazy. And he's like, his eyes were wide open. He's like, no shit. I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if it's happened, but even besides the point, I mean, it just brings the excitement, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what the Rivermen are missing, is that the excitement. Like there's really, besides like kids' days on Sundays, there's really nothing to do before the game.
Yeah.
You go to, and it's a different market, but like you go to a Bulls game or a Hawks game, there's stuff to, like, you're looking at championship, championship trophies. You go into the stores are interactive. There's stuff to give away. Like there's auctions all the time. There's stuff to do. With the Rivermen, it's just all right. Go to the game and you sit down. or you buy a Chuck Puck, or you look at the merchandise, or you go get something to eat, or you grab a beer, or you
get one of those free water bottles from the Army.
Yeah, you get one of those free water bottles from the Army, or you
and then people come up and be like, "Are the Chuck Pucks free too?" And I'm like, "Nope,
yeah,
you gotta pay." Oh shit!
Right. So it's like, if you have a little bit more to do, if you put a little more time into it, and at the beginning of the year there was a lot of interns, and all the interns that aren't, are no longer with the organization, like. I'm sorry that happened, or whatever happened with you, but they could have utilized us where we're not sitting at the sales table, just sitting there when people have any questions. Like, we're up and doing something when we're meeting and greeting with the fans, or we're doing like a promotional contest where it's like if we're doing some of Haley's work, where it's like you can enter to win, or stuff like that. It's just.
Because we can bring the excitement in just as well. We could probably bring the excitement in more than those Ice Girls. Let's be honest. We could go up with Haley and do that. I don't know if I could fit my ass in those things, but hey, you know what? I don't know. I think we could do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to fit your ass in spandex, that's cool.
One of the guys asked me that. Brandon, he's like, you want to be an Ice Girl today? I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I could try to fit my ass in that.
Yeah. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if it would take it that far, but make like a street team of interns. Yeah, like even at the Hawks games, make a street team where you're going around, you're tossing T-shirts, or you're tossing little Chuck Pucks, because there's so many people that come into the store, both merchandise and concourse. They're like, "Oh, do you guys sell the pucks? The rubber, the styrofoam pucks
day too." Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we sell the real pucks. Like, oh, well, I just want a soft one. I'm like, well, I don't know. Hey, you can buy a Chuck Puck, but you throw that on the ice. It's a promotional contest.
Well, you're SOL.
Yeah, you're SOL on that. So it's like, come on, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I'm not trying to bash the Rivermen whatsoever.
Yeah, we're not trying to bash them. We're saying this at the absolute most respect.
Yeah.
What we see as interns.
Yeah, and it's just like you talk with with all the other interns. We're just talking. We've essentially we've all become like a little bit of a family, sort of. We're all. I mean. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're not like close, but like when we come,
we're close enough. Me and Joe are gonna be neighbors next year.
Yeah.
Me and his guy he worked with last night, Kurt, we're gonna be rooming there. We're gonna be neighbors. So
yeah, so it's not like it's not like we're gonna be total strangers, but it's like the people that I've met, like Evan Thomas and Kyle and Sheehan.
I mean, we still talk to him. Yeah,
yeah. Like even last night, we were just joking around, like with you and Big Al's. Saying Tom's there every weekend.
I thought Kyle was serious.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not there.
And then I'm like, so I go home and I'm just like, just had a long day. What's going on tonight? And then Tom, comments Big Al's, and then we just starts off a long list of just different comments and like of really just this like playful, talking and stuff like that.
And
it's just like
Big Al's is a strip club in Peoria. For those
yeah,
of you who don't know.
It's literally across from the Civic Center.
Yeah, we were tempted last night. But
well, some of us were more than others.
I think Evan was thinking about it though.
Yeah, definitely. Like he was just like, "Hey guys, Big Al's tonight."
Big Al's, are we doing it?
No, but I don't know. We've become like. It's like we don't miss a beat when we talk, because it's like, oh, did you see this yesterday? Did you see that? And it's like while we're talking right now, we talk basically with the Rivermen and like the interns there. It's just like, we've all gotten to know each other, and it's been fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, this sucks, and there's a lot of times it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting what's going to happen, this next couple weeks and how everything goes. So
yeah. So with that, let's catch a breath here. Ready to catch a breath, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got that all off our chest. When we come back, we'll talk about the NHL for a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up here. So stay tuned.